Welcome to Smack This, the unofficial Godsmack podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, and this is episode 13, where I talk all things Godsmack. This is the live and inspired album episode. This week in Godsmack news, the band announced that in a couple of shows in October during the European tour, they have an opening act lined up. A band called The Raven Age is going to be the opening act on a couple of those shows. I checked them out. They actually sound pretty cool. So give them a listen. Check them out before you go to those shows. Other than that, that's about it in Godsmack news. I personally want to remind all the fans at the Ocean City, Maryland show, September the 17th. That's coming up fast. If you ain't got your tickets, get your tickets for that, and the Vegas show in September as well. So if you ain't got those tickets either, make sure you get them. But other than that, that's about it. So let's talk about episode 13, and that's the live and inspired. If you watched episode 1, where I ranked the album covers, this was actually my favorite. It's the number one. It kind of flip flops here and there because I love the Legends Rise album cover and I love the Horsepower album cover, so they're all kind of interchangeable. But yeah, so if you hadn't seen that, check that out, episode 1. So now let's talk about a little bit about this live album. It's the only live album that they've done so far. Um, why? I don't know. I'd love for them to put out another live album. Plus, not only is it a live album, it's actually got an EP that comes with it, which is the second CD, so it's 2 CDs. So let's talk about timeline. The When we left off in episode 11, as far as the discography goes, the band recorded the Oracle and went out on a headlining tour of arenas. Uh, the band was out on tour for quite a while on it. They started in 2010, and the Oracle tour ended somewhere in 2013. So that they were out there for quite a while. Some of the opening acts I thought was really cool. Five Finger Death Punch, Drowning Pool, Adrenaline Mob, Shinedown, Pop Evil, and Hailstorm, which I'm really digging them a lot lately. Plus more. And then not only was they on arena tours, but they also did some festivals, some radio festivals on top of that. So yeah, they were out there for quite a while. Now, the live album isn't from the Oracle tour. It's actually going to go back in time. So here we go. It was actually recorded on the 4 tour. So we're going back in time, July the 1st, 2007 to be exact. It was recorded in Detroit Rock City, Michigan. There's my little Kiss shout out. At the Fox Theater. Now, the studio part, which is the EP, they recorded that at Serenity Studios East, which is in Boston, Massachusetts. It was produced, both the EP and the live album was produced by Godsmack. The EP was produced by Godsmack and Dave Fortman, who also did the Oracle album. It was released May the 15th, 2012. They did release 2 singles off of this, which was on the EP, Rocky Mountain Way and Come Together. And both of those actually got videos. If you hadn't seen those videos, check those out. Those are absolutely fantastic to watch. how many albums did it sell? I don't really know. I can't really find um, anything that tells me. I'm going to take a guess, at least gold, I would say, but who knows? Um, I'm not going to go in big detail on the live stuff on the live album. Kind of stop and mention a little thing here and there. Maybe you've heard or haven't heard if you listen to this live album. I do. I listen to this one quite a lot. Um, so here we go. So the show starts off where track 1 is Straight Out of Line. Track 2 is Realign. Track 3 is Awake. Track 4 is Moon Baby. Track 5 is Changes. Track 6 is The Enemy. Track 7 is Keep Away. Now, Keep Away's got that really long version. It's got that big long jam session in the middle of it. Let's see. Track 8 is Speak. Track 9 is Voodoo. Track number 10 is The Battle of the Drums. It's almost the whole Battle of the Drums, but not really. It's got a really good portion of it. It doesn't have the drum medley thing in it, and I'm going to guess because of copyrights and stuff like that. But yeah, you get a really good portion of it, and it sounds really good in the car or on your stereo or whatever. It's really good. Then track number 11 is Whatever. Now this ends the regular set. There's a little bit of splash of Detroit Rock City by Kiss being played, and also Over the Mountain by Ozzy Osbourne at the end of this song, so it's kind of cool to hear. And then track number 12 is Serenity, so now we're on the encore songs. Serenity, and then track number 13 ends the live album with I Stand Alone, which is fantastic live. I love it. Yeah, this is a great live album. It's pretty much from start to finish. It doesn't sound like they cut out anything. So yeah, it's a full-length live album. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's so good. There you go. Yeah, it's really good. I love it. Now, I do want to go into detail on the EP. The EP is 4 songs. They're all cover songs. I thought it was really interesting the songs that they chose because I don't think people would have thought that they would have picked them. I'll explain here in a second. So track number 1 on the EP is Rocky Mountain Way, which is a Joe Walsh song. I love that song by Joe Walsh. Their version is really good. It's so good. It doesn't go too far, but it doesn't stay note for note, if you know what I'm talking about. They actually started off pretty different. They started off with that kind of marching sound at the beginning, and then it just kicks in. The way they play it, the way Sully sings it, it's fantastic. Sully with the top box, like in the original song that Joe Walsh did, it's really good. I love this version. I almost like it better than the Joe Walsh. Sorry, Joe. But yeah, it's yeah, I love this version. Track number 2 is Come Together, which is a Beatles song. The Beatles. There's my little English accent there. But yeah, this they almost made this song their own, which is what I really liked. Because when this album came out, I was so excited because number 1, it's a live album, plus you get an EP, and I was like, yes, this is gonna be awesome. And then I read the track listing, and I see Come Together, and And I was like, oh no. Because um, being a big Beatle fan and listening to the Beatles since I was knee high, mom and dad would play Beatles all the time in the car, in the house. Um, so when I hear other bands doing a Beatle cover, it doesn't sound that great to me. I think of right off the top of my head, and I like them a lot, so don't bash me. But the Aerosmith version of "Come Together," I don't like that at all. So when I saw this, I was like, oh no. But when I hear it, and I still listen to it, is they made this song their own. It sort of still has that Formula Beatles sound, but they really changed it, um, which I thought's fantastic. The bass or well, let me start. The guitar does that dun 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 dun, dun, and then Robbie comes in. That's played by Tony, and then Robbie comes in and does the bass dun 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 dun. So you got this contrast, and then you got this drum little fill by Shannon, and it's just really good. It's so good. It sounds refreshing. Uh, yeah, it's fantastic. I would love to hear what Sir Paul McCartney and Ringo thought of this when they heard this. Um, I think they would love it. I would think so. I do. I think it's got a great groove in it. The way they sing it, to play it, it's just fantastic. Track number 3 on the EP is Time. Now, Time is a cover song that they did by Pink Floyd. It's probably one of my top 5 favorite Pink Floyd songs. So seeing this on it, I couldn't wait to hear it. It doesn't really stray away from the Pink Floyd version. It's just kind of got a little more of a harder rock sound. Not a whole lot of hard rock. It's just you just have to hear it. It feels like just a great cover. Um, yeah, I thought they did fantastic on it. Um, Now, track number 4 is Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. Um, I was really interested in hearing how they would do this. I was really hoping that they didn't do it the way Metallica does it. Um, Nothing Else Matters is a ballad kind of song by Metallica. Um, so I didn't really know what to expect when I heard Godsmack's version of this, but I was totally blown away. Uh, like I said, it's almost a ballad kind of song when Metallica does it, but the way Godsmack recorded this and did their version, it blew me away. They really recorded it as a ballad. In fact, there's no drums, there's no guitar, there's no bass, only piano, who was played by Chris Decato. And if I butchered your last name, Chris, sorry. But yeah, he's just him playing on piano and Sully singing it. And the way Sully sings it is just so heartbreaking. It's really good. It's so freaking good. Yeah, check that out. It's just fantastic. It made it a beautiful ballad, I think. And again, that's another band I'd like to hear what they thought when they heard this. I think it's great. So let's rate it 1 out of 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I'm gonna give it a 10. I still listen to this album, the live album and the EP, a lot. Least favorite song. On the live album, none. On the EP, none. Favorite song or songs on the live album, I love it all. EP, same way. There's not a sucky song on this. So that's it for this week. Homework, you rate it. 1 out of 10, you let me know. 1 out of 10, what do you think about the live album? 1 out of 10, what do you think about the EP, the inspired part? What's your favorite song or songs on the live album or on the EP? What's your least favorite song on the live album or on the EP? Easy for me to say. And that's it for this week. It's actually going to be a short episode. I want to thank each and every one that viewed last week's episode and subscribed and liked. Next week's episode, episode 14, we're going to do the 1,000 Horsepower album and go track by track on that. I'm really looking forward to that one. So if you know anybody out there that is a Godsmack fan, likes to talk about Godsmack, hear about Godsmack, let them know about this podcast. Tell them to go on Firefox, Google, type in Smack This the Unofficial. Go on YouTube, type in Smack This the Unofficial. All that will pop up. Yeah, let's keep this ball rolling. Let's set this thing on fire. I'm ready to go. We're going to keep going. I'm ready. So until next Thursday, you just